So yesterday we have learned these operators, equals operator and where keyword along with the operators. So greater than operator and less than or equals to, greater than equals to, and in operator and not in operator, and like operator. So today I am going to discuss about what is the between operator. So what is between operator? So between operator is used to test whether the expression is within a range of values. Whatever you have specified in the query question. So it will display between the values. These operators are also used with select and update and delete commands. So what is the syntax for between operator? Select. This is the syntax. You can see that. So select. I'm using the select command. So column names from table name. What is the table name? Our table name EMP1. So where I'm using where keyword, and here we have column name and between value 1 and value 2. To find any values in between the range, so you can use the between operator. So here we have examples. Select start from student 3 where marks between 70 and 40. If you have a student table, then query. So now we have a employee table, right? So that's why we have to use these examples. So I will write the queries by using these examples. So let me check the between operator and how it will work on the employee table. So select, what is the syntax? So select column names. Select column names. Whatever you have specified on the query, just it will display that columns only, and I want to display all the columns, so that's why I'm using star. Select star from EMP1. Next, what is that? EMP1 where keyword, where. So column name, what is that column name? I want to first we have to retrieve the data. We will get idea. From EMP1, our table name EMP1. First we have to select the database you have created in previous classes, class database, right? So first you have to select the database, whatever you have created that. So here class database, and in class database the employee table is there. So select the query, execute the query. So here we have table EMP ID, EMP number, department, working hours. These are all the column names. So 3, 1, 2 are the values. We can also call it as records. So to manage these table, we need database. So firstly, we have to create the database. Then only we can create the tables and store the tables into the database. So select start from EMP1 where. So what is our syntax? Where column name. So I want to display the salary. I will check the salary in between the given values. So where column name, what is the column name? Salary. So salary between. So we have e date also. I will check only salaries now, then we will check after that. So after that we can check the we will check the date. So I will give salary 20,000. What is the what we are using? And operator, and logical and operator, and so I will give what is the highest 25,000. These values are specified conditions are true, then it will return the result set. So otherwise not. So here we have seen table 9 records between it will display the between 20,000 to 25,000 values. So 20,000 and 25,000. These records having 25,000 and 20,000. So these values are in between the 20 to 25,000. Next, I want to check another example. Here you can also use between operator with dates. We can also check the dates. So what is the syntax? Select start from emp1 where what is that? I want to check the dates. So here we have a date edate column. We have dates. So I want to check. So joining dates. Let us assume that edate is joining date. So I want to display the dates between the given specified values. So I want to give 2020 2019 to date year month date. So I'm using AND operator. 2024. So up to this. So this query will display records between 2024. So just to select the query and execute the query. So what will happen? So here we have error 2019 to 2014. So we have error that corresponds to my SQL version of the right syntax near. So what is that error? So here we have just select the query. So 2019 to up to 2024 where edate so edate is also correct. So why? So here I am giving the date. Yeah, yes, date 2024 to 0203 I will give. So here we have to use the between operator. So between. So then select the query and execute the query. What will happen? So these values are in between the 19 to 20, 24, 2019 year 2019 to year 24. Next, what is that? So here we have another operator, not between. Select, start from EMP1, where I will check the E date, who is not between the given values, given records, between. So dates in the format of years, months, dates. We have to enclose with the single quotes, because the SQL server stores the dates as strings. So 2023, I will give a 2023. So check the records in between these two values. So just execute the query. So these 1 and 2 and 5, 7, 9 records will be in between the years 2019-23. So this way to find out the between values by using the between operator. So next we can also use between operator with the update command. So update command and delete command. So how to update the command? So update command is used to modify existing records in a table. So here we have syntax update, whatever we have table name, set, you have to set the salary. So already we have discussed in the DML commands, update command. So say similar to like that, but here we are using between operator. So the values should be changed in between given a specific condition. So in the update EMP set salary where E date between 2024 to 01 and 01, and here I am using AND operator. So 2024 to 01 and 31. So these in between these values, the records will have update. So just let me write the query. So select, sorry, not select, update. So update, what is that syntax? Update EMP. So EMP1 set. So whatever you want to, which column you want to set that. So I want to set the salaries. Salaries in between that joining dates. So set salary equals to operator. So I want to set to 10,000. So 10,000 where? Who is that? E date between what is that? I'm giving the 2000. 2019, whatever, just you can take any date and any year. So whatever you have required in the query, just you have to define that. I want to give 2020. So the records should be update. So here let me execute the query. So here we have 0 errors. So how can we retrieve the data? Select start from EMP1. Let me check that salary has updated or not. So here we have set 10,000 in between 2019 to 2020. So here we have 10,000. So the salary has updated. Salary has updated for employee ID. Employee ID 7. So 2019 to 2020 records has updated. So this way we are using the update command using between keyword. Next, what is the between with the delete command? So why we are using delete command? So delete rows. So in previous classes we have discussed that DDL commands, truncate command. Truncate means we have to know the difference between truncate and delete and drop. So why we are using truncate? Truncate means it will delete all the records, all the rows from the table. So delete means whatever you have specified the condition, so it will delete only that specified record. So next, what is the drop command? Drop command means it will drop all the total table. It will delete all the rows and columns. So total table will be deleted by using the drop commands. So in many interviews, they have asked difference. They have, just you have to say that difference between that all the commands. Difference between that commands. So next, what is that? Using between with delete command. Delete command removes the rows from the table. So next, so I want to delete from 2019 to 20 records. So what we are using? Delete from EMP1. What is that syntax? Delete from EMP table. So where so I want to delete the so I want to delete working hours. Working hours. Working hours. Working hours between, what is that? Between specified condition. So 2019 to, suppose I will give this year and month date. I'm using the AND operator. So 2020 records. So it has to delete only 2019 to 20 records. So delete from employee 1 where working hours between these conditions. So the records has to, so here truncated incorrect double value. So here truncated. So here I'm using suppose I will give a E day, sorry. Here sorry. Working hours. So here so where working hours between now. is the column name. The column name is working hours. Just 2019 to, so we have no dates in the select the query, check that condition. So 2019 to 0 to, I will give this. So just check out what will happen. So one value, double value has truncated. Here I will give e date. So just see what will happen. So 0 errors. It will, if you define dates, you have to define the date value. So if you are working hours, so we have to give the values. And I will explain next. So check out that. So 2019 and 20 records will be deleted in between that values. So here in before we have 2019 record. So this table has no 2019 record. So it has deleted. So next here we have defined the dates, right? So you have to define the e date column. So if you want numbers, so here I'm giving working hours, right? Working hours between you have to give the working hours. Here 8 5 already we have given in the table, right? So you have to give the working hours. I will give I will give 6 and 5. Sorry, duplications. Yeah, I will give 6 and 5. Just check out what will happen. 6 and 5. So 0 errors. The table has no 6 and 5 working hours. So here, so in between 6 and 5, so remaining values will be deleted. So next, what is that? Sorry. Next, what is that? Yesterday we have discussed about like operator with percentile wildcards. So here, the employees write a query to display all the employees from the Spain. So whose country has country Spain, just it will display that employees. So check out that. What is that? Just I'm retrieving the data. Yesterday we have discussed that like operator with the percentile and underscore. So here, so this is the example for percentile and underscore. So here I am using like and not like operators. So select star from EMP1. So what is the syntax? EMP1 where country like. So where I'm giving only department column, department like what is that? I want to IT department. So I want to IT department. It will display IT department records. So select start from EMP1 where department like IT. So it will display only IT department records. So here you can see the IT department. So here you can change the name manager. So manager. Who is having department manager? Just it will display manager. Next, you can also give the countries, country names. Here we have country column, right? So just country, you have to give the country. So country, employee country. So the names, we have to check the names. So like Canada, I will give Canada. So select this query and to execute it. So here we have two records and 194. So these employees from Canada country. So like this way you have to use the like operators. So not like operator, what is not like operators? So who is so where country not like, I'm using the not like. So whose country not Canada, so it will display that records. So I'm using the not like. So remaining values except Canada, it will display remaining records. So here Australia, India, and India. So all the people are India and Australia. So this is the not like operator. We are using like this. Next, what is that? So null values. We cannot use the null values with comparison operator. So I'm using the table and I want to update some values to null values. So here all the values are here. Just to select the data queries. So here we have records, right? So first, second, third, and fourth. So I am updating these values to null. Some values I want to change to null values. So because is null operator null values, so that's why I'm updating the values to null values. So I want to update some values. Update. What is the query? What is the syntax? Update table. Table name. What? Update table name. Set. I want to e name. I want to set e name equals to null value. So null where emp id, where emp id equals to, so I want to change the emp id 1. So just execute the query. So retrieve the data. So here the ename employee ID has null value. So I have updated to just using the not null and sorry is null into. So and I want to update another value salary. Salary I want to update salary value to null value. So salary equals to null where emp id equals to, suppose I want to change employee id to. So just execute the query and So let me check that employee ID 2 has updated or not. So here employee ID 2 second record has updated and first record e-name has updated. So next I want to change another value e-name. So just it will display how many null values in the what?
Hey Arun Hey Arun.
Please mute Arun Kumar. Please mute. So set salary. Set e-name. I want to set e-name equals to null where employee ID equals to 3. So I want to update it. So I want to update employee ID 3 e-name null. So just check out the query table. So here e-name has 2 null values and the salary has null values. So now we have to use the isNull function. So isNull operator, why we are using isNull? IsNull operator is used to find out the rows where the specified column does not have a values. Already we know that the table has null values. So how can we find out? So we have to use the isNull operator. So what is the syntax? Select star from employee 1 where salary is null. Just check that columns. That columns has null values or not. Already you know that null value. Just how can, so suppose if you have 100 records, so thousands of records, how can you find out that? Just here small table. So if you are going to deal with large tables, you have to use that isNull operator. So how can we use that? IsNull. Select star from what is that? EMP1. So EMP1 where so e-name is null. So just it will check that column has null values or not. So here we have, so these data we have know these data, but large amount of data. So how can we find out that? So we have to use this operator. So and we can also use isNull operator with the OR logical operator. So here we have deal with single column. Select. I'm using the isNull operator with the OR operator. So OR logical operator. This is the OR operator. So start from EMP1 where what is that? Where e-name. So e-name is null or what is that? Next so here we have salary column also null. So we know that the columns have null values. But when we have no idea about large amount of data, so we have to use isNull. These are the proper methods to find out the null values in SQL database. So here all the columns I'm defining only two columns. So e-name and salary. So it will display only two columns. Here I am defining e-name and salary. So star means it will display all the columns from the table. So just execute the query. So it will display e-name and salary. So next, what is that? We can also use count aggregate function. So it will count the null values. So it will count the null values whose which column having null values in the table. So just what is that? Select count. So we can count all the records by using the count. So we will discuss after, but so I am using count for this query. So what is that? From table name, what is that? emp1 where so e name is null. So it has to count that values, that null values, how many null values in the e name. So employee name column. So we have two records with null values. EMP has two null values in the column. What is that column? E name has two null values. So here I am using the count keyword. Count. If you want to count all the records, just what is that? Select count star from emp1. So it will display. So here we have 7 records. So 7 columns, 7 records in the emp1. So this way you have to use the count keyword. It will count all the records into the, so all the records from the table. Next, what is that? So ename has two null values. So you can also use so alias name. So here count star is it is not look like a column name. So I'm using ename alias name. So yeah, just execute the query. So the column name has changed by using the alias names. You can also use alias names in queries. And next, what is that? Not null, is not null. So is not null operator in MySQL is used to test for non-empty values. So except null values, remaining values all will be displayed by using is not null operator. So it is important tool because it allows us to filter out rows that contain null values in the specific column. So just execute the query. Sorry, I'm writing the query. So what is that? Is not null operator. Select. So I'm giving star. So I want to all the columns. So select star from emp1 where. So emp id, sorry, emp name. Already we know that two null values. So we are using not null operator. So where e name is not null. So it will display except null values So here I am defining only e name. So that's why. So it will display all the values remaining. Except null value. So here next, what is that? So if you want to display two or more columns, just use we can also combine with the and or operators. So select star from EMP1 where department. So where department is not null and salary is not null. So I'm using the keywords, sorry, and or operators. So select star from EMP. So EMP1 where, what is that? Department is not null. Here we have e name, right? E name is not null. And I'm using the and operator. And what is the next column? Salary equals to, sorry, salary is not null. So just execute the query. So here we have all the columns without null values. These are the records having no null values. So it will is not null operator is used to display all the values into the columns. Except null values, it will display all the values. Next, what is that? We can also use it count the non-null values. We will also count all the records. So select count star from EMP1. So where e name, so I will give only e name is not null. So it has to display only not null. It has to display count of not null values. So here we have 5 records without null values. So it will count function will count the records. So EMP table has only five records. Next, what is the distinct keyword? Distinct keyword in SQL is used to return only unique or different values from the query. It is useful when you have a table with duplicate entries. If you are entering the duplicates, it will display only. Suppose if you are entering only IDs with the same ID. So I want to enter one ID with same ID. Again, I will enter one. So it will display only single one. So if you want to list only distinct values for certain columns. The main purpose of using distinct keyword is to eliminate duplicate records from the result set. So I will write in the query. So select distinct. So what is the syntax? Select distinct column 1, column 2 from table name. So I want to display only single column. So EMP ID. So distinct, select distinct EMP ID from EMP1. So it has to display only, if you have any duplications, it has to display only unique values from the table. So select the query, execute that. Here we have records 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So no duplications, unique values, different values. So distinct keyword is used to display the different numbers. So next here select distinct country and city. If you are going to display 2 or more columns, so just use this select distinct. Here I am using only one column, so I want to display 2 columns. So EMP ID and E name. So it will display EMP ID and E name with unique values. Just execute the query. So here EMP ID, EMP name. So different values, no duplications are there, right? So if you have any duplications, it will return only unique values. Will return unique values. So you can use distinct keyword like this, and also you can use the distinct keyword with aggregate functions. These are all the aggregate functions. So what is the aggregate function? What are that? So count and average, minimum, maximum are the aggregate functions. So it will count the distinct values. So count of distinct. So for which column you want to use distinct, just define that in parentheses. Distinct EMP ID from EMP1. So it will display number of records. It will count and display. So here we have 7 records. So next, what is it? We can also use with maximum. So max of, and what is a distinct keyword? So max of, I will take salary column. So we can easily find out that whatever you required in the query, just you have to execute the query. So here we have maximum salary 35,000. So by using the distinct operator. So thank you so much. Tomorrow we will discuss next order by and group by classes. How can we use that? I will explain tomorrow. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So just practice, go through the syntaxes. So it will become easy. So thank you so much.